What is going on, guys? Welcome to Slade TV, and I'm back. And I always say I'm back, but I've always been here, just relatively inconsistent. I want to try something new here and just kind of do a mix of something I've been wanting to do. My boy told me that doing it kind of half crappedly is better than doing it not at all. Something is always better than nothing. So let's see if that can fit the vibe today. And all right, no introduction because you came here for a certain type of video. As the title says, this is a anime review of Paranoia Agent. Now, in the past, I have been a fan of Satoshi Kon, and I've watched Perfect Blue and Paprika. That's always been my only exposure. And I'm always watching anime, but there's just so much that you barely get around to watching everything, right? There's just so much. So I finally got around to watching Paranoia Agent. I had a couple of people who've told me to watch it. Shout out to Potter from the podcast. And he told me this is the next thing you gotta watch. He always puts me on to good stuff. So that's exactly what I did. And of course, mind-bending anime, exactly what you expect from Khan. Something that really just opens your eyes and challenges you and makes you kind of just wonder about life and stuff like that. So with anime reviews, I don't really have a certain formula. So right now, I kind of go off the top, but then I have something written down as well. So I'm just going to read to you bits and pieces of what I have written down as a review, as something a little more concrete. And then right after that, just continue talking about it because the show was phenomenal. And it really left me thinking about a lot of things. Khan always does that. He always leaves me just wondering about life. And let me read this because it's just my thoughts a little more concrete than me just standing in front of a camera and going off the top of my head. And I write these things as I watch the show, so the thoughts are more fresh in my mind. So, all right, just reading it to you. Paranoia Agent is another classic Satoshi Kon project, but being a 13-episode anime gives more time to showcase his talents. Kon is famous for blurring the lines between reality and heavy themes that make us question ourselves and the world around us. In Paranoia Agent, themes like mental health, suicide, integrity, bullying, poverty, and the impact of a little white lie are explored deeply to show the dark side of humanity. Another major theme is the concept of history repeating itself and how nothing that happens to us is something that hasn't happened before. And what I mean by that is somewhere someone is going through something emotionally or physically that we have all been through before. It doesn't have to be me, but someone has felt something like this before, and that's kind of what it's like. Another theme that I feel the anime explores. I'm gonna keep going. This is you could call it kind of a spoiler. I'm just talking about one little episode moment, nothing crazy, but just spoiler warning in case you could skip ahead or something, maybe 30 seconds, 40, make a minute just to be safe. Episode 9 of Paranoia Agent shows how insufferable gossip, and especially within old ladies. When I say old ladies, I really think about just in my culture and stuff, the older women tend to be kind of gossipy, but I've also seen it with friends and stuff like that. Just gossip is not really a good thing, and it seems to have consequences and seems to make things people less dense. And just you start caring about the wrong thing. So that's what I really mean. So we see the old ladies and the effects it can have. Repetitive with lies and twisting the minds of people worrying about trivial things that aren't real. Plus the way they treat the new girl shows some bully mentality, but at the end, the girl is so gossip obsessed that she wouldn't even help her husband who needed medical attention because she needed to know how it happened. So basically what I'm saying here by bully mentality is, this new girl, she's kind of trying to be down with the old ladies and the gossip, and they're just talking about this event that occurs in the show that is taking over everybody's minds. They're talking about it again and again, and then the girl is kind of curious, and it just kind of shows like literally what gossip is how one little thing can turn into all somebody talks about. And they kind of bully her, like in the shot they show the girl standing outside of the main circle, like the old ladies aren't like exactly letting her in, but then whenever she contributes they kind of like just take a crap on her, and they're like, oh yeah, what you're saying is ridiculous, but then they continue to tell ridiculous stories and they all believe each other. So it's like it has a very bully like theme to it. But then on top of that, the main thing was how by the end of it the girl's husband needs medical attention, and she is more concerned about how it happened because of these stories and the gossip, that she's not helping him. Just basically like a very extreme image of what these things and the like gossip and all this stuff does to us. Khan has a very brutal way of showing things, and that's what he did for this specific theme that I think he was talking about in the show. I say I think because, I don't know exactly. This is all just what I interpret. Anyway, every episode has a lesson like this somewhat ingrained in its core. And what did I say? Every episode has a lesson like this. Okay, previously referring to what I was just saying. Sorry, I'm just going on. Ingrained in its core, twisted in a way, also creating insane links between all these random characters in a unique way that you would never expect. I'm a fan of the series. I'm a fan of series that mentally challenge me mentally, and give me more than the usual from time to time. Series like this, and just like Perfect Blue and Paprika every now and then, spark my love for anime and show me why this is the best outlet for creativity and anime is the best medium in media. Satoshi Kon creates what I know is art, and I can't find it anywhere else. So what I basically mean is art is to the person that receives it, right? And I'm not someone who is like art crazy. Like I never got paintings, I never really got these things, but the moving pictures, which is anime, and the storytelling is art, right? And this is like, sometimes with Khan I feel like this is the first time I'm experiencing what art should be in my mind, which is like you look at it and it makes you feel something and it challenges you. So the way it challenges me is exactly why I like it, and I'm a fan of his work. So anyway, let's continue. I always do a deep self-analysis about my views of the world and what I want out of it or perceive it to be after watching, along with a fantastic dub. So I have this theory that pre-2010 anime dubs were phenomenal because it's kind of like they focused more on getting the translation right versus just pumping stuff out, because now there's so much anime that they're rushing and they're kind of just trying to like push they're like on Crunchyroll, when an anime drops you're gonna see like a Brazilian dub, a Portuguese dub, a German dub. Like you're gonna see every dub. It's like they're kind of just cranking it out. And one time I watched an anime and I put on the German dub and it was still better than the English dub. So I feel like the voice acting has faltered lately, but from shows like Cowboy Bebop, any Satoshi Kon, Monster, the Berserk 90s anime, like all these animes have phenomenal dubs, and you can tell like the translation and the acting and everything was top tier, and they really cared about it. So the last thing I wrote, besides talking about the dub and how it was handled with care, and I did mention that back then was the golden era of anime, maybe like pre-2008 or something like that. And by golden era, I just mean we got more quality out of anime, and that's okay. So the last thing I wanted to talk about that I wrote was the way Satoshi connects characters is a perfect example of how we are all connected as humans in some way or another. So what I meant by this was, this is like the final message that the show kind of gives you, and it's talking about how it is really a small world. And sometimes you find out, especially through social media, they've given us links to see like how we know people who know people, and it kind of shows how the world is really small. And it's really sad that Satoshi Kon passed away, because I feel like in 2020, 2021, 2022, he would have had a field day with like all the messages and stuff he can send through his work. But anyway, yeah, the final message is kind of like we are all connected, and the show shows that beautifully. And I'm not really like, I don't want to be a spoiler reviewer. Maybe I'll start making side videos about spoiler reviews and like really talking about it in depth. But this was a really, really good show. If I was to rate it, I would probably give it a 9. That's pretty high for me because I tend to question how I critique anime recently. And now I've decided that I'm going to be more strict in what a 10 is, what a 9 is, what an 8 is. Because I've realized after watching a lot of good stuff that I shouldn't be giving a 7 or 8 to every single anime I watch. A lot of this stuff is like 4s and 5s, and you gotta just call them out on it. So this is a solid 9, because the message, it's an anime that'll stick with me, and just, yeah, the work is so good. And yeah, that was just me. Hopefully it was a good review. I try to be quick, still reached 11 minutes, and yeah, I would definitely recommend anybody to watch Paranoia Agent. And really, it's one of those shows that you got to pay attention to. So if you watch it, put your phone down, enjoy it. Look at the imagery. The imagery is very important. The dialogue is very important. Like, every little thing matters. Watch the scenes after the credits, the little stuff in between. Intro, last thing. Such a good intro. Like, he has like this habit of making weirdly eerie but slapper beats. I don't know how to like describe the music that Satoshi Kon puts in his shows, but there is a reoccurring scene in Paprika in which there's like a marching band and there's like a theme playing, but the theme is so like scary, eerie, but at the same time, like I'm bumping my head, like it's good. So the intro for Paranoia Agent is just like that. Like it's different but same, but you're not complaining, right? Because this is like, you don't get it too often. So when you do, even though it sounds similar, it's so good. And this is like one of those themes where I rarely watch the intro of an anime the entire time, because usually I'm binging, so I'm just cutting through it. But through the binge, watched every single intro every single time. And it like kind of changes like over the course of the show. Definitely check it out. And guys, this is Slade TV. This is my first anime review. Let me know if you think I should switch up the formula, if you think I'm doing good. And I'm open to criticism, but I'm gonna try to pump out content because it's better than no content. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. If there's an anime you would like me to review or talk about, let me know, and I will try to at least do one of these a week, because I've definitely watched a lot of anime, and I could put something out for a while if I'm doing it weekly. So thank you guys.